Three stories landed this morning that most people are going to read in isolation. And that is exactly why most people will miss what they actually mean together. Anthropic is in fresh investor talks. Workday just posted a stock surge that caught the street off guard. And Apple is breaking ground on a new domestic facility. Individually, each is a headline. But when you line them up against a gold market losing steam and an AI-driven bond yield risk that Reuters is now flagging as the next major market threat, a single coherent picture emerges. So what is that picture, and what does it mean for where your capital is positioned right now? Let's start with Anthropic, because this is the story with the longest tail. Reports this morning confirm the company is in active investor talks. Now, the details of valuation and round size are not yet public, and that restraint matters here, because what we can analyze is the pattern, not invented specifics. Anthropic's returning to investors in August 2026 is itself the data point. The AI capital cycle is not cooling. If anything, late-stage private AI rounds, at this point in the cycle, tell you two things. First, the major players have burned through earlier capital faster than projected, which is a function of compute costs remaining stubbornly high even as inference efficiency improves. Second, and more importantly for public market investors, private rounds at scale compress the timeline to liquidity events. That means IPO speculation around Anthropic is no longer a 5-year conversation. It is becoming a 2 to 3 year conversation, and the market is beginning to price adjacent assets accordingly. For investors in public equities, the Anthropic news is not directly tradable, but it is a sentiment and flow indicator. When large private AI rounds close, institutional capital that missed the private allocation tends to rotate into public proxies. Think enterprise AI infrastructure, cloud providers with material Anthropic exposure through commercial agreements, and semiconductor names that supply the training and inference stack. The round being discussed signals that the institutions involved still see AI as a compounding value story, not a plateau story. That, read on institutional conviction, is, frankly, more useful than any single quarterly earnings number. Watch where the proxy flows go in the days following any announcement. That is where the actionable intelligence lives. Workday's stock surge this morning is getting framed as a typical earnings beat. That framing undersells what is actually happening structurally in enterprise software right now, and it obscures the trade thesis worth paying attention to. Enterprise software had a rough 2025. Elongated sales cycles, CFOs scrutinizing every seat license, and the existential question of whether AI was going to commoditize the entire SaaS layer. Workday, specifically, faced the same skepticism. If AI agents can automate HR and finance workflows, does the platform charging per-seat fees survive at current multiples? The answer the market is arriving at in 2026 is more nuanced than the bear case assumed. What Workday appears to be demonstrating, and again, the specific numbers are not yet fully confirmed, so frame this as pattern analysis, is that enterprise AI is not eliminating the incumbent platform layer. It is being bolted onto it. Workday is not being replaced by AI. Workday is becoming the system of record that AI agents interact with. That is a fundamentally different business model evolution than disruption. It is integration, and integration-driven stickiness tends to expand rather than compress gross retention rates. The actionable framework here is straightforward. Look at which legacy enterprise software names have existing data moats, years of proprietary workflow and behavioral data, and are now surfacing AI-native features on top of those moats. Those are not dying businesses. Those are businesses where the switching cost just went up, not down. Workday's move today is a confirmation signal for that thesis. It does not mean every enterprise SaaS name is a buy. This is not financial advice. But it does mean the category deserves a more rigorous look than the 2025 bear consensus suggested. Apple breaking ground on a new domestic facility lands at a very specific geopolitical moment, and the cost-benefit math is worth working through carefully. Domestic manufacturing in the United States is structurally more expensive than the alternatives Apple has historically relied on. That is not a controversial claim. It is basic supply chain economics. So why do it? The honest answer involves two variables: tariff exposure and narrative capital. On the tariff side, a domestic facility provides Apple with genuine optionality in a world where trade policy can shift dramatically within a single administration cycle. The facility is effectively geopolitical insurance, a hedge against a scenario where offshore manufacturing costs spike through policy action rather than operational failure. Whether that insurance premium is worth the capital outlay depends on your probability estimate of continued trade friction. Given the trajectory of U.S.-China relations through 2026, that probability is not negligible. The narrative capital component is real but harder to quantify. Apple selling the story of American jobs and domestic investment buys goodwill with policymakers and potentially regulatory latitude in other areas. That is not cynicism. It is a sophisticated understanding of how large-cap technology companies manage their operating environment. Now zoom out. Gold steadying after a 2-month peak tells you the immediate inflation scare trade is losing conviction, but it is not collapsing, which suggests the macro uncertainty that drove the rally has not resolved. Layer on Reuters flagging AI-driven bond yield surges as a potential next market risk, and the picture gets important. If AI infrastructure investment continues to drive fiscal expansion, data centers, grid upgrades, domestic manufacturing like Apple's facility, the bond market has to absorb that spending. Rising yields compress equity valuations, particularly in high multiple tech names. That is not a prediction. It is a risk variable that any serious portfolio framework needs to explicitly account for right now. We opened with a question: what is the single picture that connects Anthropic's fundraise, Workday's surge, Apple's facility, gold losing steam, and bond yields starting to move on AI spending? The answer is this: capital is repricing AI not as a speculative theme, but as a structural infrastructure cycle. And infrastructure cycles have specific consequences for rates, for valuations, and for which business models survive. The question that video does not answer yet: what does an AI-driven yield shock actually look like when it arrives? And which sectors get hit first? That is the next video. Subscribe so you do not miss it. So you do not miss